On tropical depression number 2. Stick around. I'll tell you what's new live right here at 5.
It's a house like you've never seen before, built almost entirely out of metal shipping containers. Where it was built and who's moving in, coming up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Bill Sharp.
And I'm Ann McGill.
Businesses all over downtown hope the proposal can score the funding it's looking for. The monies would not only go to help locally owned minority businesses like LJ Soul Food Cafe here, but would also go to help start new ones. While the governor says the bill would help certain parents, opponents of the bill say the public school system stands to lose out.
The steel mill here in Berkeley County runs an around-the-clock operation, making everything from these steel clips to those 24-ton steel coils.
One alternative to catching the bus on Sunday is catching a cab. But some say that's just not an option. Legree, who owns about 100 cows here on his Johns Island farm, says that for people who eat beef, getting mad cow disease should be the least of their worries. This downtown bus stop is usually filled with people waiting for the bus on Sunday. But now that the buses have shut down on the weekends, there's virtually no one to be found. At about 8:30 Thursday night, ShotSpotter picked up not one, not two, but 3 gunshots outside of this abandoned home.
By early afternoon, it had stopped raining long enough for some of the yard to come back up. But after about 20 minutes of this heavy rain, as you can see, the water's already started coming back.
And after about 20 more minutes of downpour, the water is at least 6 inches. In the Charleston County School District, there are about 330 buses serving close to 25,000 students. Now, with so many students to serve and only a limited amount of buses, First Student Bus Company says sometimes it'll get a little crowded. Forget checks, cash, and credit cards. There's a new way of paying for goods at the grocery store with the touch of your finger. It's a new system unveiled at several Piggly Wigglies across the state that promises to save customers time at the checkout line, and signing up is a cinch. First, a computer takes several scans of your finger, and then you put it in a search code, and then a pay-by-touch representative takes your personal information, including your driver's license, a method of payment of your choice, and a rewards card if you have it, and within minutes, the power of payment is in the palm of your hand, or better yet, at your fingertips. In Mount Pleasant, Mike Hughes, Live 5 News.
CBS-TV Charleston. This is Live 5 News at 11.
Guess what? We now know who became instant millionaires in 2004. That's our top story tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Raphael James. Debbie Chart has the night off. One of the 2 winning Powerball tickets was sold in Clover, South Carolina. That's about 4 hours north of Charleston. Mike Hughes joins us now. Mike, I bet they're surprised. I bet they can't even believe it.
They can't, Raphael. I mean, if you won $100 million overnight, how would you react?
I'd be shocked.
Right. Well, they are shell-shocked. The winners are from North Carolina, but they bought their tickets in a small South Carolina town in the upstate. Now they're wealthier beyond their wildest dreams. Now, according to Charleston City Police, 18 people were killed in the city limits last. That's the most in 34 years, and Debbie, this youth and business plan hopes to get those numbers down.
We hope so, too. It goes before council tomorrow night?
That's right.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Tonight, a YMCA member drive will take place 7 p.m. at 61 Cannon Street in Bill Ann. For more information on becoming a member or making a donation, you can visit the YMCA downtown or check our website at WCSC.com.
Mike Hughes, thanks a lot, Mike. South Carolina ranks first in the country in the rate of women killed by their live-in partners.
And in one local county, Orangeburg County, every murder so far this year has been related to domestic violence. That's some very disturbing news, but there is some encouraging news. And Mike, that news is that there is some help on the way.
That's right, and it's called the Domestic Violence Task Force, and it's made up of a dozen agencies in Orangeburg County, including the police and several counseling services. And one woman I talked with today says it's a joint effort she wishes came along a lot sooner.
There are ceremonies remembering Ronald Reagan from the Capitol to the Lowcountry. Mike Hughes is live downtown where a 50-gun salute is planned.
That's right, and in just about an hour that gun salute will commence here at Marion Square. And you know, it'll kind of put a thunderous cap, if you will, on some of the local ceremonies here in the Lowcountry during this National Day of Mourning for the former president. Earlier today in North Charleston,
People attended a memorial service to pay their last respects.
Mike Hughes tells us about a new way local experts are tracking earthquakes to help you avoid disaster. Mike?
That's right, Ann. 4 new earthquake sensors have come to the Low Country. 2 are in downtown, 1 is in North Charleston, and 1 is here in West Ashley. Let me show you. You can actually see it has a top on it. If you walk by, you would probably miss it. But what's down inside there can measure everything from how strong an earthquake is to letting you know where not to build a house. Now, 17-year-old Jaquan Farrell remains behind bars in Colleton County. 16-year-old Rodney Parker was taken to Columbia to go to jail. Both suspects are charged with murder. In Raphael, they're facing a slew of other charges, including armed robbery and carjacking.
And about how long would you say the entire search lasted?
The search lasted about 18 hours in the woods. The car chase lasted about 15 minutes or so.
All right, Mike Hughes reporting. Thanks a lot, Mike.
About 150 volunteers have come out bringing their own flashlights, bringing their own buggies. I've even seen people bring their own house dogs to go in the woods to help search for this little boy. Again, police, as you just heard, have no plans on stopping until the boy is found. They could be out all night, Raphael.
Mike, do you have any idea how big the search perimeter is?
Raphael was told that it's several hundred acres. These woods seem like they go on forever, and of course it's very dark right now, but those people who are searching have a very, very wide area to search. Several hundred acres, a police officer told me earlier today.
All right, Mike Hughes, West of the Ashley. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Well, today marked the first day back to school for thousands of Low Country students. But for Stratford High School students, they face the first change of command in 20 years. Mike Hughes is live in Goose Creek, where new principal Mildred Brevard is inviting parents and students to get to know her. Mike?
That's right, Ann. It's a meet and greet of sorts, and it's actually underway right now. It's a chance for students, parents, and people in the community to get their first real look and a talk with the new interim principal. Now, Miss Brevard, who is in her 5th decade of working in Berkeley County schools, replaced longtime principal George McCracken Monday after McCracken resigned. Now, he stepped down 2 months after a drug raid by Goose Creek police brought national attention, as well as lawsuits against himself and the school district. I was told Principal Brevard held assemblies for each grade 9 through 12 today, introducing herself, setting some goals for the rest of the year, and reminding everybody that they are united. The reaction among students was mixed.
And nothing against her, but she doesn't even really know us and know who we are and all the things that we've accomplished in high school. And he's the one that's been there the whole time and led us.
She seemed like a very nice person. I mean, she's been a teacher, a band teacher, and everything, so she knows how to treat students. You know, how they're supposed to be treated. And I think she'll do a good job being a principal.
I'm sure it'll be different. I mean, she's our new principal seems like a nice lady, but I think it'll be a different vibe completely.
And I believe she would do good. And from the way her first impression was really good, and she would handle the student body just fine.
Now, tonight's meet and greet with Mildred Brevard will be tonight until 7 p.m. Tomorrow, they'll have another meet and greet with parents and public from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. Now, there's a lot of people who are excited about this rare opportunity to get and talk with the principal. I'm going to talk to her myself, and I'll be back right here at 6 o'clock. Now, back to you.
All right, looking forward to that. Mike Hughes in Goose Creek, thank you very much.
Now, in addition to calling for equality and justice, the NAACP reminded and encouraged its members to continue their financial boycott against South Carolina restaurants, hotels, and tourism in general until the Confederate flag is taken down from the State House. So certainly a memorable, historic, and somewhat controversial day here in Columbia. Now back to you.
Mike Hughes live in Columbia. Mike, thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live 5 News at noon. I'm Ann McGill.
And I'm Bill Sharp. Thanks for joining us today. 300 people still don't have power right now east of the Cooper. A power outage early this morning left thousands without electricity. Also, it led to the closing of several schools. Our Mike Hughes joins us now live from Mount Pleasant, where some are still in the dark. Mike, what happened this morning?
Well, officials believe that a power pole, those power lines that hold up the wires, fell down. Now, officials aren't sure why or even how that happened, but as you mentioned, still hundreds are in the dark. We have some pictures we want to show you. If we can get close there, you can see them working on trying to get the power pole back up. It looks like it's up. They're just getting that fixed in the ground and getting the wires back up, trying to restore power to the remaining 300 or so. Now, this is in the same general vicinity that about 12,000 people in the Dunes West community lost power. I talked to officials earlier, and they say these two incidents are unrelated. Now, we have a timeline to show you from this morning about how many people were affected and when. At around 1:30 this morning, it is believed to be happened. About 10,000 SCE&G customers were affected. 6 a.m., about 3,500 customers were affected. At 10 a.m., about 500 people were affected, losing power, and currently just after 12 noon, only about 300 customers are now left with power. Now, no power means no heat for many of those 300 people still affected, and because of the cold temperatures, officials say necessary measures should be taken.
If they have friends or family in the area that they can call on, especially if it's going to be through most of the night, then they might want to do that, and they might want to go over and stay with those friends or family.
As we mentioned, 4 schools were also affected in the McClellanville, North Mount Pleasant area. No word when their power will come on or if it's come on. For those 300 customers that still are without power, officials say that they should receive power again in just a few hours. Now back to you.
Mike Hughes live in Mount Pleasant. Mike, thank you.
Our Mike Hughes is live in Somerville outside of the Dorchester County Jail where Mixon is behind bars. Mike?
That's right, Ann, and that hearing will start in just a few hours from now in one of the adjacent buildings here in Dorchester County. Mixon is expected to face several charges, including kidnapping and grand larceny of an automobile, which is basically stealing a car.
South Carolina roads and highways and bridges need some major work, but guess what? The state doesn't have the money to do it. This released in a national study today.
Right now we want to go live to our Mike Hughes. He is live in North Charleston to talk about the Low Country's crisis congestion. Mike?
That's right. Local leaders are asking for $2 billion more money than they already get per year to build, maintain, and improve on current road projects. And right now I'm just feet away from one of those current road projects that is earmarked by the bill for improvement here on 526 in North Charleston near the I-26 interchange. Now the bill is being sponsored by a group called the Road Information Program.
The advocacy group which put out the ad says the way to improve Charleston County schools is to give the superintendent more power. And in just 10 minutes from now, the school board will meet to discuss possible changes. Mike Hughes is live downtown outside school headquarters right now. Mike, who will be at the meeting tonight?
Well, Dr. Maria Goodlow will be there, the school board, of course, but also the people responsible for putting this ad out. They call themselves the Coalition for School Reform Governance, for governance reform, actually. And this ad basically rips through student achievement in Charleston County and calls for a change in power that could soon be on the horizon. Now, this is the second time the Supreme Court has taken up the 2 a.m. bar curfew. In 2002, the High Court ruled that Charleston could, in fact, enforce a closing time if the city thought it was a nuisance. We're told that a ruling on this new issue dealing with property and equal rights could take up to 9 months before a decision is made. Debbie?
Mike Hughes, thanks so much.
Now, you heard drainage was a problem. A lot of these side streets downtown were designed many decades ago, so the drainage systems aren't up to par to today's standard. As far as where we're standing right now, it has receded a little bit, but as you can see, it still has a long way to go. Debbie?
All right, Mike Hughes, live downtown Charleston. Thanks so much.
That's right, Ann. Well, safety, or really the lack thereof on this busy downtown street, was the major reason for the change. Folks who live on Buffane Street, their houses are very, very close to the street, and for years people have complained that cars would just zoom on by without any regard for the speed limit. But now that it's two-way, one lane of traffic in each direction, the hope is traffic will begin to slow down.
Now, Mike Hughes has spent a bit of the day kind of dealing with a lot of the kids and a lot of the fans. Tell us more about what you found, Mike.
Warren, it was a big day for the fans and the kids. You know, the tournament play officially started today, but with a lot of the major players having a bye, it was all about the kids and the fans. Now, Monday is Kids Day at the Family Circle Cup, a day for younger tennis fans to watch and get autographs from their favorite players. You see Venus Williams signing autographs there. Now, the Williams sisters, Serena and Venus, were the top 2 draws for Kids Day. There were as many fans watching them stretch and practice as there were at some of the early morning matches. The crowd a little slim at the early morning matches during the tournament due to the on-again and off-again rain, but between meeting the stars and the junior tennis clinics, the kids, who got in free today, by the way, had a great time.
Fun. If it's raining, no worry. You still get to come out here, see, watch the players.
I'm not that into tennis, but when I see like all the pros, I really get into it.
I get to get a lot of autographs and see all the players serve really fast, and it's just fun.
I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, even if you don't like tennis, you can still have a lot of fun.
I just want to have a great time.
Excellent.
Now, there are plenty more activities going on and off the court this week. There's a daily info line if you want to find out who's playing or maybe check if rain delays going on. And that number is, you see it on your screen there, 849-5000. And again, Warren, that's a daily information line if people want to check out and see what's going on for that time of the day.
Very good. Thanks, Mike. There's no taller reporter covering the event this week.
Now, there haven't been problems like there were in Florida the year of the President Bush election, but there certainly have been some problems today. Mike Hughes has been out at the polls all day long, and you've seen some of those problems firsthand, Mike.
Right, a couple of problems, and they've been few and far between. And, you know, a lot of those problems have been minor ones. We've seen everything from people maybe going to the wrong precinct location to some confusion over their ID. Just common things you'd expect on an election day like today. Now, about 5,000 to 7,000 people are expected to be here. Many of them are gathered here right now, and you got a glimpse in the story you saw about some of the activities people have a chance to get. And new at 6, you'll hear a little bit more about that. Now, Raphael, I understand that in just a few minutes there'll be a basketball dunking contest. So I'll be very interested in that. I'm sure you will be too.
That's right, Mike. I'm going to dunk all over you. Now get out of the way.
Parents who have yet to come out and buy school supplies or clothes for your kids, you have about 2.5 days left. It ends Sunday. Back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mike.